The Tale of Two Dads, Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Robert. Robert had two important father figures in his life. One was his real dad, and the other was the dad of his best friend, Mike. Robert loved both of them very much, but they had very different ideas about money. Robert's real dad was super smart. He had gone to school, studied really hard, and became a teacher. Let's call him Poor Dad for this story, but don't worry, he wasn't actually poor. He just had a different way of thinking about money. Poor Dad always told Robert, go to school, get good grades, and get a safe job. That's how you become successful. But, even though Poor Dad worked very hard, he didn't have a lot of money. He would pay the bills, and then there was never much left over for fun things. Then there was Mike's dad, let's call him Rich Dad. Rich Dad didn't have a fancy education, and he didn't have a regular job either. But he was very smart about money. He owned businesses, invested in things like buildings and land, and made money work for him. He didn't worry about bills like Poor Dad. He had lots of extra money to do the things he wanted. Now, Robert had two dads telling him very different things. Poor Dad said, work hard for money. Rich Dad said, make money work hard for you. Robert was confused. Who should he listen to? The lessons Rich Dad taught. Robert decided to learn from both dads. But as he grew older, he started to understand that Rich Dad's way of thinking about money was really interesting. Here's what Rich Dad taught Robert. Lesson 1, money isn't just for spending, it's for growing. Rich Dad told Robert, most people work hard for money, but they don't know how to make their money grow. He explained that money is like a seed. If you just spend it, it's gone. But if you plant it, which means investing it, it can grow into a big tree that gives you more seeds, more money. Rich Dad said, don't just work for a paycheck. Try to buy things that will make you more money, like businesses, houses you can rent out, or stocks. Robert was excited. He learned that rich people buy things that help them make even more money. These things are called assets. Lesson 2, the difference between assets and liabilities. Rich Dad taught Robert a super important lesson. He said, if you want to be rich, you need to understand the difference between assets and liabilities. Here's the easy way to remember it. Assets are things that put money into your pocket. Liabilities are things that take money out of your pocket. For example, if you own a house that you rent to someone, that house is an asset because it gives you money every month. But if you live in a house that costs you a lot of money to keep up, it might be a liability. Rich Dad said, always buy more assets. He told Robert that people often make a mistake by spending their money on things that take money away, like expensive cars or big houses, instead of buying assets that make them more money. Lesson 3, don't get stuck in the rat race. Rich Dad also warned Robert about something called the rat race. The rat race is what happens when people work really hard at their jobs, earn money, but then spend all their money on bills and things they don't need. They keep working and working, but they never have enough money to save or invest. It's like running in circles and never getting ahead, just like a rat running on a wheel. Rich Dad said the way to get out of the rat race is to stop working just for money and start making your money work for you. That means investing in things that grow and give you money, so one day you don't have to work as hard anymore. Lesson 4, learn about money, not just school stuff. Poor Dad always said, go to school, get good grades, and get a safe job. But Rich Dad told Robert something different. He said, school is important, but you also need to learn about money if you want to be rich. He explained that schools teach us how to work for someone else, but they don't teach us how to make money work for us. Rich Dad believed it was important to learn things like investing, starting businesses, and understanding taxes. He said that was the secret to becoming wealthy. Lesson 5, be brave and take risks. Rich Dad also taught Robert to be brave. He said that many people are scared of losing money, so they never try new things. But Rich Dad believed that mistakes are how you learn. He told Robert, if you want to be successful, you have to be willing to take some risks and make mistakes along the way. Robert understood that being rich wasn't just about having money, it was also about being brave enough to try things that could make him even more money, like starting a business or investing in something new. What Robert learned in the end. In the end, Robert grew up and followed Rich Dad's advice. He learned how to invest in businesses, real estate, and other things that made his money grow. He didn't worry about working hard for a paycheck anymore, because his money was working hard for him. Poor Dad stayed stuck in the old way of thinking, always working hard but never really getting ahead. Robert loved his poor dad and respected him, but he knew that rich dad's way of thinking about money was the better path to becoming rich. The moral of the story. The story of _rich dad poor dad teaches us an important lesson. If you want to be successful and not worry about money all the time, you have to learn how to make money work for you. It's not enough to just work hard, you have to be smart with your money too. And remember, the real key is learning, being brave, and buying things that help you make even more money. And that, my friend, is how Robert learned to think like a rich person, all thanks to his two dads and their very different ways of thinking about money. Now, you know the secret to growing wealth, just like Robert. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content. Feel free to share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep learning and growing. See you in the next video.